And we got fun stuff. It is January and it feels it outside. Call to order the January meeting of the City of Lawrence Department of Parks and Recreation. Real quick, I have Karen and Helen Taylor. And like I said, Tom may come flying through at any moment. We've got the minutes from way back. God, it seems like way back, but way back on December 9th, 2020. I hope everyone had a chance to peruse. If there are no additions, subtractions, I would entertain, a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, get a second? Karen, you want to second that? Hello?
Sorry, I keep muting myself. Second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
And the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tom Burns is now in the house. How's it going, Mr. Burns?
Finally got in the door.
Oh, I know it's locked. Jeez. Don't want the Bastille to be charged here.
Maybe I've been excommunicated.
Have a rush on the Bastille. Next thing is our annual board elections, president, vice president, secretary. Anybody want to make a motion for any of those offices?
I nominate Jeff.
Jeff, staying as president.
Second.
No, why not? What else do I have to do? I can't vote for myself, obviously. All those in favor, did I get a second? I got a second. All those in favor of myself remaining as president, say aye.
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 Those opposed? I won't hate you. Entertain a motion for vice president.
How about Tom?
Yeah, Tom's a fine person. I agree all the way.
As long as Jeff pledges never to be absent.
Okay, but hey, I may win that $700 million worth of lottery tonight. Is there a second for Mr. Burns?
I second.
All those in favor of Tom Burns, vice president, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And lastly, who wants to be our secretary? I think
Helen, right? I nominate Helen.
Helen Taylor sounds like her and Amy can be our staff here. So Helen Taylor for secretary. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Exciting. Got through another riveting election. All right. Eric, tell us some news.
Got three things here on the director's report. Primarily, cultural campus update. Judy called and said she wouldn't be here, so
Okay.
just let everybody know that. The addition to the theater is complete and has been approved and been accepted by the city and is on the insurance now for city. The Visual Arts Building is still probably 30 to 60 days out. But once we have that completed, then the city will inspect that and then take that under our belt also. And then as far as the cultural campus, they're supposed to be done pouring concrete 3 weeks ago, but they're pouring today and
Tearing up.
tearing up and
Tearing. Okay.
so that should be complete tomorrow, I would assume, and that then the concrete work will be done for the year.
May 22nd is going to be and Judy promises we'll be in this 90% range of being done with it, but it's the grand opening, and it is a big deal, and to mark that for May 22nd. Eric, just for public consumption, those buildings, once both of the new building structures, will they fall under the control of?
The right now, Board of Works actually does the maintenance aspect of it.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it'll fall under,
Okay.
I assume it'll stay with the Board of Works.
Okay.
The actual outside cultural campus will fall under our jurisdiction.
Okay. Anything else exciting?
Master plan update. I've approved chapters 4 and 5. They were supposed to try to get chapter 6 to me today. It needs to be down to DNR by next Monday.
Okay,
At least the draft notice,
okay,
which is, we'll have that done, the draft done and down to DNR. But it should go out next week to the committee to review and then hopefully be approved at your February meeting.
Did we get those? Did you send those to us?
No, the review committee will get them first, and then it'll actually come to the board.
When might that be?
The review committee should get it next week, and then so it'd be sometime after
Come
that.
into that. Okay. So I know to be on the lookout for them.
okay.
And then lastly, the catering contract, or catering RFP, we had 4 come in. We have, as a committee, haven't met yet to determine that. So hopefully at the February meeting, we'll bring back some possible agreements with catering companies to enter into for the remainder of the 2021.
Okay,
So
all right.
those, it was Porter Books, Fitzgerald's, Jeff Suzanne, and Jugs Catering. So, kind of a wider range there, it seems like.
And not to go down in the weeds, they all did, they meet the criteria of service and
Yeah.
want to make sure that,
And there's some things in your grading matrix that 2 of them did, 2 didn't. So
okay,
that'll come out in the grading process.
Okay.
And lastly, if the just to make the board aware, the skating rink
nasty.
netted just a little over $13,000 for its first year. Probably more important than that was the public participation and
Yeah. And I'd like to give a shout out, just the city, public relations, the promotion. I mean, can say nothing, just high five. Fox 59 now has one of their weather cameras out there. And when we signed off on that thing back in September, call me Dowdy, call me Thomas here, and it was wow, beyond what I thought. And I kept pushing the mirror. I should stay open longer and longer. He quit taking my phone calls. I can't say I blame him, but it was pretty cool to see it happen out there, and the vendors that came out, and just a little sidebar, that's just kind of a sampling once that Civic Plaza, and it's still going through the works. It's still in the possession of the reuse authority, but that's just a little flavor of what could be happening out there a year or so from now.
Great.
So
year round, yeah.
yeah, a year-round facility. So it's real exciting.
And if you wish to, we can remove the Gaelic Athletic Association. We're still waiting on their COVID.
Right. And kind of like to make that a staple. Whoever, if someone's going to get a use agreement with us, I don't want them I'm not anti-Gaelic, but they need to have everything in their package at the time of presentation, so we obviously a bad taste left in our mouth.
Yeah, they're not due to start until late April, so it gives them plenty of time. And I said that we needed a approved.
Right. And they know the hoops jumping they have to do.
Yeah, Josh evidently has done something for either his work or something else. He was aware of it, so.
Okay. But not anti, just tell them that we just want everything all at once.
And that's pretty much it. We're
It's winter time.
winter, yeah. We did have the HVAC looked at today, power and light. And they rehooked the transformer last week, or put a new transformer in. They reversed the polarity of so our contractor would come in and change everything out. It took
Okay.
about 4 hours, so.
Ugh.
I mean, try to back charge Power and Light, but I'm not sure that will
Where you'll get with
be
it.
effective or not. But
Okay, any questions for Eric?
Nope.
Any board comments, inquiries? I did see him working. They had 2 or 3 tower trucks out at Lee Road Park today. They were working on the tower out there pretty extensively. I did notice.
the contract.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, if there's no board comments, questions of Eric, we have a guest tonight. We are going to fill in our Gaelic. Mr. Fenwick, sir, I'd like to introduce the person that's doing all the work.
So I think tonight you'll see a presentation on a new logo and signage for the Parks Department, and then also a proposal on at least starting replacement of signs. I'd like to introduce Ethan Morasco. He's a senior at Cathedral High School. He's been an intern with us now for 2 years. Ethan's designed the city seal, our city flag, a variety of other things, but he's done fantastic work since he's been here. As you can see, the city seal, which is prominent there at 59th and Lee,
yeah.
with the crosswalks, he came up with that as well. So we're very excited to have him on board and excited for him to give you this presentation on logo and signage.
All right,
Very good.
step on up.
Hello, I have a book for you guys to flip through.
Wow.
I'm going through the presentation.
All right.
I will start with the new city logo. In recent months, the city's created a new seal and worked on creating a modern and fresh image in our relations with the public. And I've created a new logo for the Parks and Recreation Department. It's simple, it's sleek, it has the 3 main components seen in most park logos, which are the green, orange, and blue. And I feel like it definitely has a modern and clean aspect to it that can be used throughout the city by the department. In the following pages, there are different ways that it can be used. We can modify the logo to include parks or just recreation for certain activities or promotions that we do. On the 5th page, you can see that we can add the park name or a location of an event that we're putting on. That way we can create a greater brand recognition with this new logo also. And then on the following 2 pages, we just have some color and font information on usage and the like.
Now, a couple of things. You get me think. Oh, I really like that page 5 presentation. That page, I really like that.
Thank you.
Wow. I'll throw this out to you and Mr. Fenwick both. Are we looking at because even the upgrades to the city street sign was badly needed, and it really looks nice. Are we looking to coordinate additional wayfinding signage? Now, I know this kind of a uniqueness, like with Community Park, tying it in with Fort Harrison signage and the like, trying to, meld those 2 together. Okay.
Yes, so if you continue flipping through the book past the logo information, at the end of the book are new signs that we've designed, and I have requested formal quotes from multiple companies for those. The quote that I would like to continue with is by ISF Signs. They're local to the Indianapolis area, and their quote came in at $79,377.20.
Now, what's that number again, my friend?
$79,377.20.
Now, we'll just pick your brain here. What do we get for that?
Included in that is surveying and installation and fabrication of 7 signs.
That's what, okay.
3 signs at Community Park, 2 at the west entrance, 1 at the east entrance. We will have 2 signs at Veterans Memorial Park at the north and south entrances, one sign at Louis J. Gen Memorial Park, and one sign at Lee Road Park.
Our signs are, like me, they're getting old, aren't they? Man, Mr. Fenwick, where does that come out of, the money to do that?
So in the controller's office budget out of the general fund,
Okay.
we've funded, lack of a better word, beautification projects. So we did the crosswalks out of there last year, and that's where we would be proposing to take money for these signs.
Okay,
And as Ethan said, he did get 5 quotes. 2 of them were higher than this. 2 of them, one was basically comparable to this, one was a little bit less, but we determined that the 2 that were lower don't have the same material, the durability, and this is certainly going to be, I think, the longest lasting of the.
and that was going to be my next question. What are they made of? And of course, always the big question, ability to take care of and maintain.
So the company ISF Signs uses industry standard and higher level materials such as aluminum tube frames, and they will be using a veneer faux brick, which does come with a 25-year warranty and is fully replaceable. ISF Signs will also be full service, so in the future, if a modification or update needs to be made to the sign, we can have them come out and pay them to do that. So this can continue, we can continue to use them 5 or 10 years down the road also, and they'll be best suited to fix the sign because they've created it.
I don't think Jim Parks ever looked that good.
No, we need
That really looks
to
good.
get to look that good would be business.
Mr. Fenwick, what needs to happen next on our end?
So we are prepared to move forward in terms of a funding to get these signs going. So obviously, we wanted Ethan to give the presentation on
Okay.
the logo and the signs. Ultimately, we'd like the park board's approval on both the logo and the signage, and then to move forward on the quotes as well.
Okay. Colleagues of my fellow board members, those are Karen and Helen that are at home, if you've had a chance to look at it, didn't know if you wanted to contribute. Tom, anything you'd like to add?
No, looks good to me.
I mean, I really like, the crosswalks that are out there.
The crosswalks are nice.
Need more of them.
I point out, that was one of the points of the master plan,
Right,
was the branding.
okay.
Each one of the criteria.
Now, you got me thinking, and tell me shut up. There any possibility when there's like a special event, I'm gonna use community park, there's whatever 2 major soccer tournaments we may have out there a year, is there a way to possibly put that on a sign that says whatever the soccer tournament at the front of the park or the back of the park announcing what major event's going on?
I don't know if we could do that
Okay,
on these signs, but I think it's certainly possible. And I know one thing Ethan's been working on as well. In fact, they're hopefully is soon to come at this building, but we could do banners.
Yeah, yes.
That would be
Okay.
professionally done. That could be staked into the ground, so that it'd be prominent when you pulled into community park.
I'm still thinking here, what are we looking at? We got a lot of work to do, you're gonna have to graduate tomorrow. What are we looking at signage going in at Civic Plaza? I didn't know if that was gonna be a City of Lawrence tie-in, a Fort Harrison theme in its history. I'm blustering up here a little bit, but what's that potentially look like?
I'll let Ethan expand on, he has been working on that.
Okay.
So I don't think we've come up with a final design yet, but what we've envisioned for Civic Plaza is more of archways. So obviously, when you drive by Civic Plaza, we want you to know you're at Civic Plaza. And so that archway incorporates the City of Lawrence seal.
Okay.
It will also mention, Civic Plaza, so there'll be lighting, et cetera. So I think that's still, it's nearing at least a final
Okay.
form that we're in agreement on, but it's still kind of in the design phase.
Got it. I have some ideas with working with the Parks Foundation. I like to have like a Heroes of Lawrence type of location at Community Park. So
Absolutely.
things to that effect. That's something I get sitting around thinking about.
Mr. Vest, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Wendy, and I do have a question about the entrance and exit signs. I see on the entrance sign, the parks logo's on the lower left and is the stylized L. Mm-hmm. And I see on the exit sign that it appears on the right.
Yeah.
The other direction. Mm-hmm. And do we kind of lose that stylized L design when it on the other direction there?
That's a good point. That would be something, and I agree. By the way, hello, Miss Wendy. I kind of like that continuity with that version of the L being on the entrance and the exit. If you're changing anything, that would be it.
Of course, we can make that modification.
I like the continuity because we're going to embrace that logo. You know, I want people to wherever when they see it, it stands for something. They know what it stands for. I agree.
Right. I mean, I'm all about symmetry, but
Right.
I think that stylized L is very special. I think it's a lovely design, and I would like to maintain it,
Yes.
if possible.
I concur with you.
Pyramid.
Have some meaning. Okay, Eric, what do you think? What do you see here? I know, as far as keeping them clean and the like, and as far as what we might have to do as a department to maintain.
I appreciate the veneer being a 25-year warranty. The sign itself is aluminum, so is it stamped on or painted on?
Okay.
So graffiti would certainly come off a aluminum sign.
Right.
We might think about, especially this lighting aspect.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking, some lighting. Thinking about one more place, not to belabor this, but signage for the cultural campus for our two buildings that are right there next to the Starrett Center. I know I want to see some, continuity of what signage they have, and if I'm no answer for it, I just thought of it. Do we need to be in communications? Do you know what Judy's going to put out there yet and the like? Okay. I think
At least
especially right,
consistent on
yes.
Starrett Center, yeah.
I mean, if it's Starrett Center and Lawrence Cultural Campus, but I'm thinking out loud here, to let people know, I want that continuity. So, I may reach out to Judy tomorrow and say, hey, this is what we have, and so we can get going.
Lighting at Community Park would be a fairly easy aspect.
Yep. Definitely, I think we need out at Gin Park.
Would be easy. Fall Creek or Tree Road Park.
More of a task.
Yeah.
What about out at Veterans?
Well, we probably go off on the street.
Okay.
We can make that work. It's just Veterans Park, the limestone, we can move that within the park.
Okay.
If it's going in that location or so.
What are we looking at a time frame? I know it's winter time here, but I'm all about time frames. What are we looking at of putting shovels in the ground and this happening?
ISF Signs is meeting tomorrow, actually, with their
Okay.
production team to create a timeline.
Okay.
They requested that it be done by the end of February, or at the very latest, the end of March, so that way it's ready in time for the
Okay.
weather to get warm and people start
Not
seeing
bad.
signs.
All right. Well, fellow board members, do you have any other questions for our guest and Mr. Fenwick? Eric? Miss Wendy, Miss Karen?
Well, this is Wendy. I would just like to thank Mr. Fenwick and also Ethan Morasco. What a wonderful job. And you have done so much to help the image of Lawrence in the short time you've been here. And where are you going to be going to school next year?
I plan on attending the University of Denver.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful. What is your major?
International Business and Marketing.
There you go.
Great. Well, good luck to you, and thank you so much for the help you've given us.
All right.
you.
Well, board, you got a question there, Mr. Murray? Board, I would entertain a motion giving our blessing for the funding and construction of these wayfinding signs to go forward.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Miss Helen Taylor. All those in favor, say aye.
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 The ayes have it. All right, thank you, young man. Very impressive. You need to go to the Harvard of 46th Street, though, Butler University. There you go, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Anything else from the public? Any comments, questions? Anyone? Mom, Dad? Outstanding. Tell him to do his homework. He still has to do his homework, though.
Just to let you know, Trace Yates is here.
Yes.
The new president of the Park Foundation. So
Well, come on up here real quick, Trey, so people get to see your face. I wasn't going to put you on the spot there, but I'm putting you on the spot. Trace is, of course, Sean Denny got the foundation going. Trace, any updates? I know you guys you got started at the wrong time. Timing is everything, but it's not the wrong time.
Nope.
Yeah, the organization was chartered and paperwork put together in 2019. Not a lot got done in 2020, needless to say, difficult year. So we're throwing some fresh energy at it in 21. I just started putting some effort behind that just in the last couple of weeks.
All right.
It is a brand new, from scratch organization.
Right.
So it's going to take a little while to build up some infrastructure and some admin operating infrastructure.
Okay.
But we're excited about the opportunity and the impact that it can have on the community as a whole.
Couple of things real quick. Is it possible to have one of the Parks Board members be a non-voting member just to have eyes and ears and throw back and forth? Like I'm going to email you my idea. I would like to see the foundation as we try to as we move forward transforming community park. I've got some idea of what criteria would be to have a Heroes of Lawrence kind of section of that park. The original, the flagpole that's there now, that's why I can still remember they put it in. I was 8 years old back in the summer of '71.
Long time ago.
But it was kind of designed, it was Lawrence Lions folks who had got the Lawrence Little League going, Lions Club. But that's kind of what I'm envisioning. And I'll email you with some ideas. So, board, I might be reaching out to see who would like to just be a non-voting member, but I'll reach out to Trace and we'll just communicate.
Sounds like a plan.
And I'm glad to have you on board. You see Mr. Yates around. He's everywhere. So he's another one of those that, it keeps us out of trouble when we stay active.
I'm thrilled to lend a hand to see what I can do to help.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, board members, is there anything else for the evening? All right, being none, I move we're adjourned.
All right.
Everyone have a good evening.